You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I am Rodney Rogers. That right there is my partner, Coach Easton Crime, Mike the man himself.
Good evening, sir.
Michael, how are you, brother?
Did you know that it's actually cheaper to buy and own an actual Jaguar than it is the car?
No, I had no idea.
It's true.
So what you're saying is my dreams to have a Jaguar are not that far off.
No, not if you're talking about the cat.
I don't know what I'd do with the Jaguar, but I'd be the only one in my family.
Yeah, maintenance is much lower on the actual
I don't know about that. There's a lot of meat involved in that thing. Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. You can reach us a couple different ways. If you want to chat with us tonight, you can absolutely give us a call at 262-345-7763. You can also tweet us over here at the Twitter line. It comes right to Mike's face at hashtag RROR, and he will be right on top of it, I assure you. Or, you know what you can do? I didn't even think about this, and why I didn't think about this is I'm looking at Facebook. You can even plop a question right dab on Rodney Rogers Outdoors, our page. And then, poof, I'll answer it. Michael, we've got you covered. I mean, we've got this. We are like social everything.
The fact of the matter, we're just saying, even before we started tonight, is we started doing this for one sole reason, and that's so we could interact with people.
Yeah.
And that really is the reason we do this. That's why we wanted to do it live, not do a pre-recorded podcast or anything, so people could call in and Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're thinking about changing that platform.
The more the fun, yes. Yeah.
So we may just go straight to Facebook Live.
Yep, make it really easy.
And just poof, we're all here.
Right in your face, book.
Right in your face. To heck with Daredevil and all the movies you're watching. It's recorded. Watch it later.
No kidding.
We're not. So, Mike, your weekend, beautiful weekend. You kind of relaxed this weekend? You didn't have you didn't?
We did some chores. I did cut some trees, the grass, did a little bit of work. But I did.
Okay.
I did stop by the pond.
You did stop by the pond?
I stopped by the pond. Right up there by kind of where we stopped off the 417. I had my pole in the backyard.
Okay.
In the backyard. I had my pole in the back seat. Was with me, and I thought, you know what, I'll pull off and see.
Yeah.
And it is interesting when I don't have the buffer of Rodney there with me.
I got you. Okay.
Even just pulling off the side of the road, going, okay, where's the cop?
Right.
You know, it's all those things we've wondered about. And how many times have I asked you, is it
Yes.
legal to fish in that pond? Is that
Yeah.
legal? Is that legal?
Yeah.
Well, I just threw caution to the wind, Rodney, and pulled right off the side of the highway.
I'll act like I got a flat tire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
And, you know, there's morons that yell out their windows. They drive by and whatever.
Yeah.
But I did not catch anything, sad to say. But
Well, it's just a matter
but I
of time.
tried, you know.
Yeah,
I tried.
That's the key. The key is to have the drive to stop. I mean, it's like you said. I've done
It's
it a million
start.
times. So I go, I'm just pulling over.
Yeah.
And as you've seen, we had a state trooper approach us
Yeah.
one weekend, you know, and that's kind of shaky. How's this going to go down?
Yeah.
You really don't know. So I said, well, I'm not going to make him walk all the way because he'll be twice as mad. So I met him halfway, and it turned out to be a super nice guy. And
But you never know, like you say, you don't know how that's going to go down.
You never know how it's going to go down.
I did manage to hook the back of my seat in the car, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to cut off a barb off one of my Rapalas to get it
nice.
to get it out.
Mama ain't listening to the show. is
Yeah,
she?
I know she knew. She came out the other morning and as I was supposed to be gone for work. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, nothing. That's all
Nothing to
right.
see here,
All
lady.
right,
Move
honey."
along.
Yeah, but I poked my finger. Those things are sharp.
Oh, yeah.
And it literally started running. I had blood running down my finger.
That makes you a fisherman.
I know. Okay, it's a start. So that was my weekend, Rodney.
Right on.
You caught some big uns?
We caught some big ones. Alexis came in and we did some fishing, and she caught. I mean, she had literally 2 hours to fish before she was flying out, and
She got a 5-pounder.
5 pound.
Hold your hands up. Show me a 5-pounder. That's a big fish.
She caught a 24-inch 5-pounder, which, if that thing would have been like loaded,
Wow.
I mean, she would have caught 7-8 pound bass easy. I mean, that was a big long fish.
Big, and I'm like, either that's actually a big fish, or Rodney's got it right up in front of the camera. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but that was a big fish.
What was funny about it is, she made the cast. We had made some corrections in her. I've been teaching her how to fish the last year. She just got onto artificial. So she had made some casts, and I said, look, here's your hook set problem. Here's why you're missing these fish. And we adjusted that, and it was game on after that. And then she hooked that 5-pounder, and then I hooked one right beside her. I mean, it was just like pow, pow, just instant pow. I caught mine. I was hurrying up trying to reel mine.
What time of day was this?
This was midday. We're talking, well, no, it was late morning, 10, 11 o'clock.
And you were fishing, what were you fishing with?
The Bitters swim baits.
Okay.
One of my favorite absolute phenomenal lures. And then, hers came in, it was 5 pound, 5 ounces. Mine came in, it was 3 pounds, 14 ounces. I made my next cast and caught one 4 pounds and 14 ounces. So, I mean, this little 1 acre pond is definitely loaded with fish. So I ended up catching 12 fish total that day.
How are you on your progress?
I'm at 108 fish. So I'm a little behind, actually.
What day of the year is this?
This is day? April, so I should be around the 112 range.
Okay.
So
You're in the ballpark.
Yeah, I'm in the ballpark. I should be a little better, but I'm not. I was way behind, but the 12 fish this weekend really helped me out. Kind of.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And they were those chunkers?
Those were
chunks.
Yeah, the 5-pounders we'd call chunks. Exactly right. So yeah, we would definitely call chunks. So it was a good day of fishing. I mean, the wind was high, so offshore or anything like that is out of the question. But bass fishing, man, it is absolutely prime time. Right now is the time. Now, this is the time where we say match the hatch. The spawn has happened. There's little baby fish running everywhere, and they're going to just start gobbling up everything in their path. So match the hatch. That's the key. So match the hatch would be get something that looks like a baby fish, get out there and cast it around. The Rapala is absolutely prime for right now.
Is it because of spring and the temperatures are rising, so we're going through that temperature range that they start spawning?
That's exactly right. We had already been through their spawn. We'd already been through their hatching. So, there are a few late ponds here and there, but not many. We've already been through all that. We should be about a month behind all that spawning. So we should have little fry. What they call baby bass are called fry. So we got some fry.
I didn't know that.
Running around, just doing their thing.
Check it off your list. We did the educational part of the show tonight.
You have learned your way.
Sirens, lights. That's it. The rest is fun and games, folks.
How does Sesame Street did it when they taught you a word? Fry. F-R-A. Well, we need an alligator puppet, Mike. That's it. It's fry.
Hey, Kim, do you want to be our alligator puppet?
Sure, that's fry. So it was absolutely.
What's Nick doing? Can Nick come over on Tuesday nights and
be our alligator? Nice, Darf, our alligator Darf. We'll call him D-A-R-F, Darf.
So the fries, the little ones are fries.
So the little ones are fries, and then as they grow, they become yearlings, little yearling bass.
Okay.
And and then they go from there. Then they become small. You've ever heard the term small fry?
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
No, it's not.
I swear.
Really?
My grandfather invented it in 1921.
It's not French fry? Small fry. Is it really?
Yeah, that's where small fry comes from. Fry.
I believe you, but I'm going to have to verify.
You probably should. I'm just speculating.
That's good. It makes.
See how I just threw it in there?
That's good.
Yeah. That's why when these questions come in and I just blurt something out, if you hesitate in between those answers, you're not really sure. You're like, this guy doesn't really know.
So match the hatch because they've already hatched.
They've already hatched, and that's what they're eating right now. It could be, it's shiners, it's threadfin shad, it's baby bass. It's, the whole molting crawfish thing, that's big right now. So, yes, it's match the hatch. So that's what you want to do right now. I promise you're going to have a blast.
One more question. And
Yes.
I know it's not the question and answer time of the show.
No, it's always that time.
But the size of the lake, I'm assuming, as the temperatures start to change as it gets warmer,
Right.
the size, smaller lakes would warm up quicker?
Well, here it depends. Remember, depth is the key here.
Okay.
Depth is a main factor to these small lakes.
Okay.
And when we're talking these retention ponds that they dig out on these highways and stuff like that, they usually dig them around 17 to 21. I put my depth finder in there, and I've got a $700 depth finder on a canoe. And I've seen lakes, these little ponds as deep as 35 feet.
Really?
So, the temperature dictates, but there again, depth dictates.
Okay.
It's how the water cools.
10 times. Depth dictates.
Depth deep. That's what I stood the macadam. Like we just played that.
Come on, puppet.
If we play that
Get up
back,
here, puppet. Depth dip cakes.
That sounds like a restaurant dish. I take the large order depth dip cake, please.
You're making me hungry. That's pretty good.
Ooh, speaking of crab cakes. So, Salt Strong published their podcast today. For those of you who don't know, we got to be on the Salt Strong podcast.
Can I give you an applause,
Oh,
Rodney?
man. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I actually enjoyed the episode.
Awesome.
I was a little nervous
Was you?
for you,
Right,
although
right.
this was recorded a week ago, I guess. Or
Yeah. I think it
that's
was last Wednesday
behind the
or
scenes,
something. Yeah.
But I was a little nervous, but I enjoyed listening to it, and I found myself listening to it not as if I was listening to my buddy Rodney.
Oh, right.
I
Okay.
found myself listening to it just as enjoying the show.
Right.
There's
Because we
parts
listen to all their show podcasts.
Yeah, there was parts
Yeah.
I enjoyed out loud, if
Awesome.
you will.
Awesome.
So yeah, nice job.
Well, thank you, brother.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
Salt Strong. And if you don't go download it, but make sure you subscribe. Just don't listen to that episode. but
Absolutely.
Become a subscriber because they got some good stuff going on there.
And it's like I told Joe and Luke in Salt Strong was they're kind of on the same premise that you and I are on. They just want people to get out and have fun. It's not difficult. They're fishing the same methods we are: the paddle boats, the canoe, anything easy. Of course, they're fishing out of their boat as well. So they're just basically, look, here's how you do it.
Yeah, I like their engagement process and the way they're, elevating others and talking to local fishermen and other people doing the same type of things they're doing and you're doing. And
Absolutely, yeah.
But bottom line, it was a really enjoyable.
And I think that episode was basically getting children outdoors.
Yeah.
Kind of what we think
Yep.
is. And I ordered the book that they're talking about.
Oh, did you?
I'm hoping. I thought it was going to be here today, but I don't have the Prime, the Amazon Prime, whatever. Rich people.
Don't be a hater.
Whatever, rich people.
You don't have the drone service yet?
I don't. No, order a robot that comes through your door. Just, hello, here's your books. Is that how drone talks? Like
No, that's
Australia,
exactly it.
like
That's
an
exactly
Aussie.
it.
So if you haven't listened to the Salt Strong podcast, check it out. Awesome guys. Love.
Well, I'm
Joe.
going to have to put it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
Well,
no, you're
I
good.
definitely will put a link on our site.
Okay, cool.
To their site, specifically to episode 16.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying.
But nice job, Rodney. Sincerely.
Yeah, and they actually have a get together coming up. I haven't talked to you about yet. They just posted it today. They're doing like a Salt Strong get together. Basically, it's like a
great.
barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
It's May. I think it's May 12th ish or something like that. So I thought
Cool.
maybe we'd sign up and go say hi. So right on, man. So tonight, let's. Do you want to do anything first, or do you want to? Let's just dive right into our stuff.
How do you want to do it? You know what? We're mixing it up, and
Okay, so
the
basically-
rule book is wide open.
Okay, so basically what I want to do, so we can get this out, because normally this gets cut really short. There's a lot of changes in alligator season this year that I really want to get out there, because the time for coming up to get, to apply is coming up at the 1st of May.
I can't believe it's been that long already.
It's already here, man. It's just,
I think it's because you get them and then you sit on them for so long because
Right.
it's November, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
August.
sit through the So
it starts in August.
So you sit through the summer holding your.
Your tags.
So I interrupted again. So when do we
No,
start?
that's perfect. So we'll start. Basically, we'll start the actual filling out in May. I'm going to get my date here. The season starts at the same time. I just had it. I had it in my head, and
It must be 18 by August 15 to apply.
exactly. It must be 18. Now, here's what they're going to do different. You're going to pay for your tags when you apply. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's $272 when you do application. That's one big difference. This is going to sort a lot of people out because here's what they have.
Oh, you know what? That's brilliant.
I was wondering
Why it took us so long.
Yeah, why it took them this long to get to that point. Because
that's brilliant, Rodney. Because before everybody would, it was a lottery and you threw it in, but you didn't actually didn't pay for your lottery ticket until you found out you won, which doesn't even make sense.
Right. Okay, so our phase 1 for applications is literally starts, what's today? Starts tomorrow. Tomorrow through the 30th. You have 10 days. So we've got 10 days to do application. And how application is going to work. Wait a minute. So you're gonna fill out application from 4:20 to 4:30. They're gonna draw. That's what I was looking at. The drawing application period is May 6th through the 16th. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Oh, that's the wrong year.
Y'all scratch. I was on the wrong year.
Zip, 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 zip.
Let's go back. So the application period that you file is May 6th. That's what I thought. I thought it was through the 16th.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So you got 10 days to get in there. They're gonna put a hold on the $272 on your credit card when you fill it out. They're not gonna charge it. They're gonna put a hold on it.
This is going to change things.
It is going to change things. And this is going to allow a lot of people to get it on the first round. Because remember, you and I had to go back the second round last year. We were denied the first trip around. Then we went in and got our second round.
It's going to put the serious people up front.
Period.
Put your money where your mouth is if you want to attack it.
Exactly. So that means I'm going to get mine first dib. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm convinced. Because what normally happens is hundreds of people do not pay, thousands. I mean, they don't pay. And next thing you know, you got, up to 1,800 right back on the list for phase 2. So they're, blam. And once you pay, when you're drawn, ploof, guess what? You're charged and there's no refund. So there's no backing out of this. So a lot of people, they'll apply, they'll get it, and they go, okay, dude, you want to split the license, man? Me and you hunt, we'll split.
Yeah.
No, man, I don't want to do that, man. Yeah. So they hold on to it, and then we got to go to phase 2, and that's what happens. This right here is no nonsense. Get that sorted out now. Who's paying for it? Whoever fills out that tag. Bottom line. You're filling out, wham.
So how, because before there was a distinct strategy.
Yes.
My strategy was click on what Rodney tells me to click on.
Right.
But you had another strategy beyond mine.
Right.
On how to pick. Does that change up now because of this?
Yeah, I think it will. This year I'm going to change my strategy to I'm going to go for first pick of what I want first. I want the first hunt, on our lake that we're going to hunt. I want the first hunt.
So make your first pick the one you want.
Absolutely. The one you want. Last year, I would pick the last, so you know what I mean, as the first, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was a weird.
Because here's how the system worked, and I learned this when it was first come first serve. So basically, you'd walk in when it was first come first serve. You'd walk in and you go, okay, I want season 1, this Lake X season 1. Oh, that's already picked. All right, season 2. Okay, well that's picked. Or season 3. And I went, wait a minute. Why don't I just go straight to season 4 and I'm guaranteed at least my lake? Because the key was my lake.
Yeah.
I didn't care about what I'd like to have the first hunt, but I wanted my lake. So then I would go straight to 4, and then we'd often get it. Mm-hmm. From then on, it was 100%. We never missed it except last year. And last year we applied totally different. Last year we just applied county.
Yeah.
So I wanted county tags. So this year I'll pick first season, Lake X, and dive right in. So.
Okay, so here's the question.
Yes.
What is that? Do we?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll pick.
I mean, we're not playing Hidden Lakes here,
no,
right?
It's first. I'm gonna apply for the first hunt on Lake Toho. I'm going to go back to Lake Toho. We didn't hunt it last year. Last year, it was new for you and I. It was a bit confusing.
Yep.
It was actually a bit of a pain. It really was.
You know what I felt like?
It wasn't as good as I thought.
Yeah, and I felt last year we were on the outside of Lake Toho looking in, just peering at people going, I want to be on the lake.
Right. And
we could walk up to the property,
edge.
but couldn't go on
Exactly.
through the door.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we had to stay 50 feet out if we were any of the canals.
Well, that's because of the restraining order.
That's
That was something totally different.
You're not allowed to be 50
That was
feet
something different.
within this lake. So, but we learned a lot for county tags, and I'll tell you what, if you draw county tags and you are unsure, give us a call.
Yeah.
I went through a whole spiel trying to find out exactly how you and I could hunt these tags.
And we were successful.
And we were successful.
We did get a gator.
Yeah, we got a couple good gators.
Yeah.
So we got all of our good gators.
Yeah.
But, so the key is that we apply for where we want right off the bat.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's going to be, and if we don't get it, then there's a good chance we're not going to at all.
So May 6th through the 16th is
The first
phase
draw
one,
period.
random drawing application period.
Yes. So what they'll do is they'll take the apps from 6th to the 16th, and on the 17th, they'll draw.
So it's still random, but
Yep.
you're still putting in your
Authorizations, drawing, and chargers, May 17th through the 19th. So if you look at that,
Okay,
you'll
so
see
the
right
next
there,
3
line
days.
2. Yeah.
2 days, 17th and 19th.
Yeah,
3
phase
days.
2, which is random drawing application period, which I don't, honestly, the only way there would be a phase 2 is if everybody didn't fill out for phase 1. Because if
Late comers. At that point, it's just late comers.
it'll be late. Now think about this. Think of how it should go. Every year they have 6,000 applicants, 4,000 licenses. So we're 2,000 over.
Right.
Well, that's going to weed out 1,000, maybe 1,500 of people that go, I just, of the people who.
Sure, yeah.
all right, my daughter's going to draw. I'm going to draw.
Right.
We're all going to, and whoever gets our license, that's the one we're going to pay for.
Ooh.
See
that's
there?
That's the sticker.
That's the strategy.
We
that
do
is
have to
now-
change our strategy.
We got
don't
to change our strategy.
because we have played that game before.
Absolutely. So basically, technically, if you fill out and they fill them all up, that's paid for because everybody's the only ones that will go to phase 2, which won't be many, and or the ones that weren't is the ones that their credit card didn't clear. But their credit card's going to clear because they got a hold on it.
There are also going to be, you got a 10-day window. There's going to be people that go, missed it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are going to be people that plain out missed that first window because they forgot out of the country. I mean, who knows? They just missed the
If
opportunity.
there are licenses available.
Yeah. So that one might not even go down.
Phase 2 may not
And
even
this
happen.
happens quick because that's 17th through the 19th when they're drawing, and then on May 20th, they start again.
They're going to
So
close
they're
this one
gonna-
down lickety split.
So 20 through the 30th.
And then they'll do phase 3, which
Repeat it.
how a phase 3 could even happen, but they're giving you the absolute option. Will be June 3rd through the 13th. Leftovers phase immediate. So if anything's left over after those 3 phases, then you can go in. You can see what's available, because what they'll do is they'll post what's available. What's left. They'll say this is what's left.
Buy it now.
Buy it now. It's going to be a buy it now option. You got to buy it now, and then on the 3rd it'll be first come first serve. I mean, on the
There's no way there's anything left on
the
that.
only thing that'll be left is South Florida, and I really before the drawing May 16th, when you and I were down there, there's some zones down there I really want to look at because we've seen some big alligators down there.
What's the closest we can get? What zones are down there that's close to the Everglades where we were at?
Holy Land, the management areas that we were in, and those canals. I just have to isolate what canals can be hunted and what canals cannot be hunted. So that's the key. If you got Holy Land, the canals are not included. Only the land itself, the management area itself.
And the hunting time it's nighttime, right?
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. It's still the 5
So we
p.m.
take a couple days off and we do python hunting during the day.
Voila.
Gator hunting at
Gator
night.
hunting at night. Mike, we're genius.
Same areas, right?
Same exact area. Yeah.
You could take the boat. We comb the banks.
You could wake up sleeping with a python. Or me. I mean, I don't know
Take
what's
your
worse.
pick.
Take your pick.
It's a roll of the dice,
We
Rodney.
both bite. That's what I'm just saying. So that's how that phase is going.
Okay.
That's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a total. Um,
Well, I'm surprised because they did it the lottery way for how many years?
you know what's funny is they did it the lottery way for 10 or 15 years, and then they went to first come first serve for a while, and then they went back to the lottery. So the lottery is the way to go. Because on first come, first serve, I know I was there an hour before the office even opened.
Yeah.
I wanted my hunting area. So that kind of took away a lot of people's chances.
Yeah, I like the lottery thing, but I do like the put your money down up front if you're serious. Don't get in the game.
That's the key.
Don't mess it up for everybody else.
Yeah, don't toy with our emotions.
You know what? I never thought about that.
And I did it.
We did. We did. We were part of.
We were those people.
We wanted the good spots.
Yeah, it's a strategy.
Yeah,
it was just strategy. Now they've taken that strategy out, which is fine. I'm okay with it because I want where I want anyway. So now, now used to they give you 5 options. Now they give you 20. So you can pick up the 20 options. So this thing will run through those 20 options in the blink of an eye. If you get drawn for a tag, they'll go down your 20 options and see where
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know if I have 20 options, Mike. I really don't. I don't want to hunt anywhere else. The only place I would hunt is Lake Cypress or Lake Toho.
Okeechobee.
I wouldn't do Okeechobee. It's huge. It's kind of.
Everything's different.
We just
Yeah.
we don't.
Your vessel's
have,
different. Everything. I mean, it's a different game.
I would do Lake Kissimmee. I've hunted that one. I've hunted the Lake Kissimmee canals down by the south end of Lake Kissimmee.
How far north does it go?
It goes all the way to it's the whole state of Florida.
Okay.
So we can. I
guess there's gators up there too.
Yeah, we can do the whole end to end. So, it's
wow.
Where do we want to go? And there's areas that I'm comfortable with. So if I have to have those 20 choices, I want my first be Lake Toho.
Sure.
That's our home waters. We'll have the gator boat ready. We'll have the LED lights up. We'll have all of our poles and everything we need for cameras.
Are there changes outside of the application process that we've seen so far?
The only changes that we have as far as that goes is, just the 20 options. We have.
So there weren't 20 before?
No, there were not 20 before. There was only 5. Then last year was 10.
Okay.
So this year it is 20.
Because they've broken the sections down in smaller areas?
No, basically they want everybody to win. So basically, if you apply, you got your money up front, you're gonna get one of those 20 spots.
I see what you're saying. There's not more options available to pick.
Right.
You get to pick more. You get to check more boxes of which ones you want.
Exactly.
Give us your top 20 choices.
Give us your top 20 choices.
I gotcha.
We've picked you for a gator tag. You won the lottery. We don't want anyone else to get it. We want you.
What's your number one? Okay, yes, there's availability. Here you go.
You're a winner.
No availability.
And it'll go through the system, and then
there you go. You're in.
It's like the ball rolls down the peg, and it fills the first empty slot.
They should do that live. That'd be fun.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be be a weekend marathon, but it'd be watched.
It would be watched.
If you did it pay-per-view, Mike, come on. I know I'd pay $20 to watch my own draw. Oh, man, we didn't get drawn. Guess you got to be part of the family.
So no other changes then, right?
So that's the biggest changes. Let me go over what it cost.
Yes, please.
If you're a Florida resident, you get 2 cities tags. Is it cities? Sites tags. Let's call it sites tags. For harvest of 2 alligators is $272 for Florida residents.
What was it last year? That's pretty much what it was.
It's been $272 for the longest time. Permit and alligator trapping license for non-residents for 2 sites tags is $1,022.
That's the biggest Florida resident discount.
Yeah, exactly. that we get.
You can ask for.
Permit and alligator trapping license for resident disability hunt and fishing license holders. 2 sites tags for 2 alligators is $22. So resident disability. So my nephew, I think, would fall in that category if he was a gator hunter.
Yeah.
Randy, he just got his disability fishing license free for 5 years.
That's great. I think it's great they do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Permit site tags for customers who already have an alligator trapping license valid through 11/1/16. permit for. Oh, okay. So it's $62. So here's what that's saying. Let's say you and we drew Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
Wham, we won. We got it. Now at the end of the draw, when it's open sesame, when it's free willy, we can go back and get more. We can buy 2 more tags for $62.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but for wherever it's open. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they may only have Everglades and Jacksonville open.
Okay.
And if we want to go to Everglades or Jacksonville, we can buy those tags for $62. So that's, plan. We're wide open to that. And that's pretty much it. And, you 18 to apply. You got to be 18, and your birthday has to be before August. And that's it. I mean, that's your biggest change. There are no preference points. Okay, so yeah. So there's your cost, there's your change, and
not transferable.
Yeah, it's non-transferable.
You buy it, you own it.
And it's just like anything. If you have a helper, you don't want to be that. If you have someone helping you hunt, not filming.
Right.
I've clarified that.
Right.
If you have someone helping you hunt, if they help you in any way, then they have to have a $50 agent tag. So it's basically they're an agent. Now, once you have an agent tag, you can hunt with any alligator hunter. It doesn't have to be alligator hunter specific. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you have a hunting license and I want to help you, but I don't have a hunting license, I can buy a $50 agent tag to help you out. And let's say Nikki needs a helper. I can go help him out too. So I can be in either boat. Now, a big question that comes in is, I have my alligator license. Can I go help another alligator hunt even though it's not my season? And the answer is yes, you can. Your alligator license makes you an alligator trapper for that beginning period to the end of period.
Okay.
You just cannot hunt on your lake on your tags until your time is in.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to see if that's clear, because I know if I see that look on your face, I know I've confused everybody else out there.
It's a little gas tonight too.
It's
Yeah. So.
that did look like the gas face. I'll get that established.
They're very close.
Very close.
You gotta
yeah,
look close.
I gotta.
Usually in the tears in the eyes is where you'll
Exactly.
notice the difference. It's the nuance.
It's the nuance.
So Randy says, when can I get my 2 gator tags? I'll pay $22 if you take me.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So Randy, what we'll do is we'll do our research and make sure you fall in that category, because I believe you will. And if you do, which I believe you will, then yes, for $22, that'd be the cheapest alligator tags we ever bought.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd be willing to knock somebody over the head, make them. I need to stop this, don't I?
Making threats on the air, probably.
Yeah. I won't knock
It's
anybody
frowned
over.
upon in most places.
It is frowned upon. So.
Well, I'm excited. I didn't even realize that until you said we're going to talk about some changes on the gator thing.
What?
It just seems like yesterday. I mean,
Absolutely.
my
So how are we doing on time? Where are we at?
We're doing good. Let's talk about some current events.
Let's do it.
Well, first of all,
what
did we talk about last week?
But the red fish. Oh, wait.
Update, right?
Yes, we do have an up. Do you have that pulled up? I don't have it pulled up. Let me see.
You're talking about the FWC site?
Yeah.
I got it.
I got the FWC. I just don't know if I have that change. So here's the thing. Now, if you listened to our show last week, I got. I know we probably bored you to death, but I think it pretty much had to go down. Is that it in yellow right there?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the parts I thought was halfway interesting.
Yeah. Well, you want to read it, because I absolutely cannot see it.
Wait, put those back on, Rodney. Come on, this is awesome.
Do I look cool?
I got to get the close up of.
You know what? These are eyeglasses. These are my Oakleys. They are eyeglasses. But here's the problem: they're polarized. I can only see half your screen.
What if you turn your head sideways?
Which way? This way?
Well, no, towards the screen.
Oh, this way.
But angle like that. Does that help?
Hey,
see,
Mike, how'd you know that? That is awesome. Yeah. This way it blocks out this side.
Isn't that funny?
This way it works. I'll be dang. How'd you know that? You've done it, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, from flying and wearing polarized
okay.
sunglasses, and sometimes, same
Nice.
thing. CRTs and stuff.
So lay it on us. I can't read it.
Okay. So we talked about the red drum. We went through
The assessment.
and you made comment on the tail end of the show. You could see this being lowered.
Yeah, I said I totally see this being lowered. And I said, I think we'll see this next year. This may change, but I kind of see this. I see where this is going.
Yeah.
In this, I think it was the Northwest Division that I was talking about.
So at the April 13th meeting in Jupiter with the FWC, it was approved to lower the recreational red drum daily bag limit in the Northwest Red Drum Management Zone.
Okay, so it was Northwest.
Yep, from 2 fish to 1 fish per
Those
person.
guys are mad right now. I assure you, they are mad. They are absolutely mad.
That's significant.
It
That's
is.
cut in half.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Change goes into effect Sunday, May 1st.
I mean, I'm surprised they kicked it in that fast.
Quick. That's quick.
I mean, they didn't mess around.
And this is where I believe paying attention, because this stuff happens quick.
Yeah.
And if you guys got guys in the Northwest, all of a sudden it's 1.
Yeah.
There's no poster probably out at the boat ramp telling you only 1. Maybe there is. I might be wrong.
They will.
Will they really?
Yeah, they'll put
Okay,
out
good for them.
a big yellow sign. A lot of times it's an
corrected.
alert. It's a warning. Check this out.
Well, that's good.
And they'll put it on, they'll email you, because if you have a fishing license, guess what? Your email's with the FWC.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. And then
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how we found out.
exactly. And
Check
they'll
your
email
email.
you the update. And then if you're the guy without a fishing license, you're not getting email update, guess what? You're getting busted.
Yeah.
But here's what they'll do. You show in, they go, hey, it's only 1 fish now. And you go, oh, man, it just changed yesterday. I'm going to go on a limb and say they're not going to give you a ticket.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Just
A little
call the
grace
Rodney Rogers
period.
Outdoors, and Mike. Just email Mike. If they do give you a ticket, he'll hook you up.
Bag limit is also is only 1 in the Southwest Management Zone,
Which it's always been.
which means after the change is effective, the daily bag limit will be 1 red drum per person per day in all Gulf of Mexico state waters.
From the tip to the end.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
All other red drum regulations remain the same, including the 8 fish vessel limit and 6 fish per person transport limit.
And you'll remember, and you mark this, not the mosquito lagoon, but that lagoon area, that stretch. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that limit, if we saw the no taking of redfish in that area.
Really?
Yeah, if they knocked it out in that one area, that county to county,
Because of what's going on with
because of the brown tide.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they stopped actually all harvesting of mullet. It's 50. It's that's 50 per day. I mean, so I'm waiting to see what happens there. I'm waiting to see what happens there, because I got a good feeling of where that's going to go.
Well, if they put that email out this week, I'm going to have you buy me some lottery tickets or
We're going to guess
call me some.
it.
It says staff have been gathering public input from anglers, and you talked about this last week too, Rodney, when you see these guys standing on the side of the boat ramps. Via statewide online surveys, the FWC Red Drum Forum Facebook page. They have a Facebook page just for Red Drum. And by talking with anglers at fishing club meetings, boat shows, tackle shops, and dockside angler intercepts.
And this is a prime example of why if you go, I didn't catch nothing, and you did catch something, you're taking that out of your own pocket, out of your own live well.
Yeah.
Let them know what you got. Let them know how many you got. If you're catching 5, if you're catching them every time you go out, let them know that's what you caught. Absolutely be truthful, because if you're stubborn and you go, I didn't catch anything, I didn't catch a darn fish. I've seen it happen. Guys can be that way. You're only hurting yourself, and they'll lower those limits. The joke is on you. It's in your face. So give it to them, like it is. So, hey, I'm don't make the rules. I just scream it out on the radio.
Here's another thing that happened this week.
I
I kind of like doing some of the meat and potatoes up front.
And that way we can
Yeah.
just Josh around.
Because this is not earth-shattering, but very interesting.
Yes.
Shark in the Keys, Rodney.
Shark in the Keys. Mike.
Excuse me. Great white shark.
Great. Yeah.
In
It's
the
not
Keys.
just shark in the Keys. This is untagged, unnamed, unadulterated great whiteage.
Let me
in the
read this to you real quick, and then we're going to try to play the video for the first time. We're going to have play live video playback here.
And you guys will see it first.
The 10 to 12-foot fish was seen on Alligator Reef off Islamorada. Captain Chris Muller got into the water to shoot video of the shark as it swam by his docked charter vessel, the Happy Cat. Let's see.
Happy Cat.
This was Saturday, circling a charter. It was circling a charter snorkeling boat for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Wow.
The large fish, which is rare in the Keys, was swimming in about 15 feet of water.
15?
About 15 feet of water about the Happy Cat. Yeah. Captain Chris got into the water to shoot video of the shark as it swam by his boat around 3:45 on Saturday.
Wow.
And says, I've never seen anything like this in my life, especially not in the Keys, and I've swam with a lot of sharks. He had 13 people, mostly exchange students from places like Thailand and South Korea. He had just put the snorkelers in the water when he went into the wheelhouse while his mate watched the swimmers. A few minutes later, his mate started singing, "There's a great white in the water," and he's thinking, he thought it was a male, and he said, I replied, "There's no way there's a great white out there." So he came back, and then sure enough, saw this great white swimming there. But they got the people out of the water,
right,
and then had some fun shooting the video. But let's see if we can pull
We're
this
going to
up.
cue this up for us. You
Here we
ready?
go.
Great white in the Keys, where we learned to dive. The very reef we dove on. Let's see here. It's coming up, and pow. That thing looks bigger. Look at that. Oh. Mike, you know where I'd be right there, don't you?
Right where that camera is? We're holding on to the dorsal fin.
Pushing somebody else in.
You know where I'm at then, behind you.
Right.
Standing behind.
See, that's 2 sharks, ain't it?
I don't know.
It doesn't say 2 sharks, though, does it?
No. They probably would.
It's like it goes out of view, and then there's one off at a farther distance. You think they just maybe
they
cut to
yeah.
it? Okay, so we see this one. He's swimming, and you'll know if it's a cut because you're better at this footage.
I'm good at cutting.
See there?
Yeah, I think it's just the way.
Okay.
I think it's just the way it looked.
All right. Wow. Okay. So I mean, he didn't say he saw 2, so it had to be 1 shark. But to me, I was kind of freaking out, thinking there was 2 there. I would love that would be that's my ultimate bucket list, is to swim with a great white. Might be the last thing on my list.
I think you said it when that certainly changes the element of
Absolutely
diving in the Keys. It makes it a little.
Yeah.
I mean, because you realize at any time, and you see sharks down there, but you also realize there's a mutual respect going
Absolutely.
on. I think great whites aren't in the same respect plane
I agree.
as all these other players down there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. I mean, I don't think that shark is any more dangerous than if those guys are down there swimming with bull sharks. Those guys are down there.
Yeah.
They're not aggressive. So here's my feeling, Mike. So now we see these sharks here. They said that shark stayed around that boat for 30 minutes. It is illegal in the state of Florida to hand feed sharks in the state of Florida, in the state waters. I don't quote me on the federal waters, but I think it is for both sides. You cannot feed sharks in the state of Florida for tourists or any other reason, like you can't feed alligators. Now, we know so little about these great whites. They're feeding these sharks in other places. It's not illegal to feed them in Africa. That's just south of us.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as we know that these sharks travel thousands of miles.
Yeah.
How do we know that we're not getting those sharks that they're feeding in Africa in our waters, and they're used to these boats? Am I making sense a little bit?
Well, it totally makes sense.
It would travel.
I guess we don't know is the answer.
Yeah, I guess. I guess now that we have them, we're doing. O-Search is doing this tagging system. There's no doubt. We're gonna find out eventually. Are these sharks? Obviously, they're not traveling back and forth to Africa. We would know it, but are there sharks that are?
Are great whites protected?
They are protected in the state of Florida. You cannot specifically go out and target great white sharks. If they get on your hook, you got them.
Yeah.
But you can't target them. I'm going to catch great white.
Other kind of white shark, other kind of sharks you can.
Yes, makos, everything else, except the sawfish, which is a kind of a shark.
Yeah.
It is protected in the state of Florida. So, you have to release those immediately. I mean, those are absolutely protected, endangered, and everything else you could possibly figure in.
Rodney, a couple more things currently, and then I want to do some viewer mail because we have some good questions tonight. But just to get a little maintenance out of the way here, I think it's important to bring up the current events. Do we care about, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
No wake zones.
Yeah, I think we do.
Because I think, again, these things change so often. Again, I found this fascinating because Swanee River's Zone 3 has been reactivated or deactivates the idle speed zone or the no wake restrictions on Swanee River Zone 3. And you know me, I like graphics. So I've got a graphic up here of the it's funny, you got something totally different going on there. So this is up actually north of Gainesville, Zone 3. And if you...
okay, I got you.
Yeah. It's because in text form it really means nothing, but... So I wanted to see how this laid out, and it actually looks like it's coming down from the large colon into the small intestines. I may be reading this wrong. You might want to help me out.
Yeah, Doc.
But as it comes out through the small intestines, the bottom area, I think you can pick up speed there once you've reached the extraction zone.
Does it say why they've changed those?
It does actually. I'll have you double check the map for me later. I might have gotten that all wrong.
Yeah, I think you may have.
Yeah. It does say the 23-mile segment becomes an idle speed, no wake zone when the Swanee River reaches 24 feet at the Brantford gauge. Today the gauge is 23.62, so it's just a half an inch lower.
Yeah.
But I never thought about that. I never realized or thought about the fact some of these idle speeds, no wake zones, were because of the water levels.
That's exactly right.
I always thought it was because of manatees or other things in the water.
Yeah, most people often think that it's because of an animal of some sort. But the main reason...
Or because people are fishing at certain areas.
Yeah.
But I would never have thought that it was due to...
The main reason is when those levels are down, you have more land, bank on, and erosion is the key. Because once you have those waves smacking, the trees and stuff like that, then it washes the root system out. Next thing you know, that all this collapses, changes the whole structure. And when you've got 400 or 500 boats a day running up down these rivers, it can make an impact literally daily. I mean, it could change the route of water. I mean, there's so many things, that things can change.
Yeah, I think it fascinates me the way they have rules for everything. But there's reasons for all these rules, and sometimes we go about just trolling along our boats, happy-go-lucky, and don't think about all the research
what's
and
happening.
Why. So mind the signs. It doesn't matter if you understand why, but there's a reason why those signs are there.
And it's not just so you can't have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a lot of times it's for your safety. I know they'll have a no wake zone during sturgeon. When sturgeons are jumping out of the water. And now's that time.
Well, that you can get hurt, right?
You can get killed.
Yeah.
I mean, a young girl got killed last year. I mean, these things have scoots all over their bodies. They're just big horns and spines all over them. And when
hitting a baseball bat if you're going through their speeds.
With knuckles on it.
Yeah.
You hit a 60, 80-pound sturgeon and you're doing 40 miles an hour. Guess what? You're like a bowling pin. It's going to knock everybody out. So, yeah.
Well, in fairness to the people at Santa Fe River, the Santa Fe River Idle Speed No Wake Zone 7 was deactivated Sunday.
Colon curve number 3.
Zone 8. Zone 8 is the only activated zone at this time.
So pay attention to that.
Pay attention.
That's key.
And that's all I'm saying. I don't expect there's not going to be a quiz on this, but pay attention to the signs, obviously. Rodney, do you feel like doing some viewer mail?
Let's do it.
You've got mail.
Letters. We get letters. We get stop. Whoa, yes. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Send me an email with all the
freaking email. Another freaking email song.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail's here. Yeah, I'm a top flight. Hold you tight. Get you there by daylight. Do you ride overnight mail?
I love it. That's my favorite part. That is
Frang. Who was that? Who sang the song? Come on.
Sounds
Quick,
like
quick,
a Travis Tritt.
quick, Nick.
Alan Jackson.
Nope.
Budweiser.
Yes. Sandra from Pensacola, Florida, Rodney wants to know, I was going to replace the treble hooks on my lures, but I've noticed that a lot of lures don't have split rings. How do I replace them?
Yeah. Clip them. Little pair of metal dikes. You can clip those hooks right off at the eye and then put split rings on. That's the easiest way.
Can you buy split rings?
Yes, you can buy split rings in probably 10 or 12 different sizes, all the way up big as a quarter for giant lures. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. That's how I always do it. Those are older lures. Everything nowadays pretty much comes with split rings. You don't want to start bending the eyes on the little eye screws on the lures because you can kind of weaken the whole lure itself. My honest opinion, unless it's your absolute favorite lure, it's an older lure, I just retire that thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just retire it because it's an older lure.
Woo.
Sorry about it. It's coffee.
That's a good one.
I mean, you can clip it. Just get a little pair of dikes, clip them, put a split ring on it, and go at it from there.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Let's move through. Here's a good question. It's a long one, too, so bear with me.
Leone.
Hey, everyone. I'm relatively new to turkey hunting and wanted to see if anyone had any helpful information on how to properly scout turkeys. I started turkey hunting about 2 years ago, but went to venture out at some local WMAs, wildlife management areas, just in case you...
In case I do.
I am located in Palm Beach County, but I am not asking for spots. Wink, wink. No, it doesn't say wink. I spent time walking around. I know time spent walking around on your own is how you learn the land. I was wondering, what are some common things the experienced turkey hunters crossed look for? I don't know. I'm just reading his.
Okay, no, I think I see where he's going with this.
So I'm wondering whether to try find areas that are more open, which is difficult at times in the south due to water levels. And do you specifically scout to find out where they roost, or simply look for activity of a type or pattern they travel?
All the above. All the above. Here's what you need to do. The common misconception is that you need an open area so a tom turkey can spread his feathers, and of course he would ideally like that area. But there's areas where they don't have that. They'll strut anywhere at any time at anything. So the key is, if you're gonna scout areas, is make sure there's turkeys in your areas.
Okay.
You can look at wildlife management area reports from the last 10 years. So how many turkeys were killed in every management area, because most of them are tagged. So what you need to do is start just looking at the ground. Look, open sandy areas that's even if it's a foot wide. Look for turkey tracks, turkey droppings. Notice the difference between male, female, and jakes. They all are different. Mm-hmm. Their droppings are different.
Interesting.
Look for feathers on the ground. And, once you start seeing a lot of feathers, a lot of droppings, and a lot of times you can determine if that's a roosting area. So the key is to get in the woods. Don't think you have to be in the open areas. And don't be afraid to go at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and just start running a hoot owl call, see if you can't get some to gobble and hone in on them. Even if it's, early season. Some management areas will only let you on an hour or two before actual safe hunting light. So
you don't have all that time to do a bunch of...
Honestly, the best way to start your scouting, and I know it sounds weird, is YouTube. That's the best way to start your scouting.
Interesting.
Get on YouTube, look at some of the videos that some of these successful turkey hunters are doing. They're going to give you the awesome tips, and they're going to point you in the right direction. You have to apply that, take away, and add to the area that you're in.
Yeah.
If turkey's a turkey. It doesn't matter if it's an Eastern or an Osceola or a Rio Grande. they're all the same. They all have the same thinking pattern. So, just go at that route and chase it in that sense. Pay attention to the ground. I always tell everybody, and my uncle always told me, pay attention to what you're seeing. You could literally be walking over a highway of information, and you're looking for the animal itself. You need to look at what the animal's leaving.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and that's how
Brilliant,
I harvested both of my elk and just about everything.
I think that's 2 check marks on the educational
we got
list
2?
for tonight. I think we're up to 2 tonight.
I wish I had a.
By the way, that was submitted by Saltwater Cowboy, which is a really cool name.
Saltwater Cowboy. That's what I want to be.
A really cool name. This one's also from a really cool name, Tony in Ocala.
Ooh, that's a awesome name.
And it's short and sweet. Does adding scent really make the fish bite more?
Absolutely. I won't even doubt that. I know when I do my demos at the Bass Pro Shop, we have scent at the top of the tank, and I know
really?
Yeah, my last demo, I did the first demo without scent and let it hang in there, and my own test in my head, just let the lure sit in there for a second. Nobody got around it. I put the scent on the second time I went up and just let it do the same thing, and I had 3 fish almost knocking out of my hand.
Really?
So I think, and I've said it for years, these fish need all the indications that they're doing the right thing, just like you and I do. We walk into a restaurant, for the menus have no pictures. We're just reading. What do we want to see? We want to see the picture.
Yeah.
We want to, and we smell it as soon as we walk in. All those senses have to be enacted, and they're no different. That sense of smell might be the last thing. I've had bass come up to my lure and just look at it, and follow it. And a lot of times they're trying to pick up a scent as they're on that strike path. And that could be the deciding factor. If you have scent, I always recommend you use it.
Appeal to as many senses as you can.
Mike, you hit it right on the head, and we've said it
good friend of mine told
a
me
million
that one
times.
time. Here's one I don't have a slide for, Rodney, but this came in through info at Rodney Rogers Outdoors, and I think you may or might not have seen this.
Okay.
Said, how do I get in contact with the right people to voice my concerns with the waters in Florida, Brevard County, Everglades?
That's been a good big question here, and I've got 3 of the, and I need to go ahead and get those put up. So basically, it's our congressman, our Senate, and and all the guys obviously involved. I'm going to post those so we can start emailing and writing letters and doing what we can to get involved in the Indian Rivers, the Okeechobees, and all those things that are actually going wrong right now. So I will get those numbers up. I'll see to it. I try to get those up tonight.
Okay, do that, and I'll put it. Maybe I'll
link up on the.
Yeah, put something up on the website.
Yeah, because I know Angel with Real Radio asked me the same thing, and he said just tag him in it, and he'll be glad to share it as well. So.
Well, there's certainly heightened awareness to the water.
Absolutely.
Quality in Florida right now with everything else going on.
It's just unbelievable. So
thank you for the viewer mail, the questions. Keep them coming. Hit us up any way you can find us, and there's a ton of ways to do it.
I'm just over here just laughing. So yeah. So pay attention to your gator season. Listen real quick. We have the concealed weapons class coming up this weekend. I have 7 openings left. Remember, Thursday and Friday is going to be days to pay. Friday is my last day to cancel if we don't have enough people. So get with us. Listen very carefully. This is a certification class that you're going to need to get your concealed weapons license. It's not the concealed weapons license. We're going to tell you how to get that afterwards. You got to have a safety certification. If you have your DD 214 from the military, or if you have a hunter safety course, you are exempt from this class. You will not need it. So
say that again, Rodney.
If you have
the whole thing. This is a certification course.
This is a certification course. You've got to have your safety certification in order to get your concealed weapons license, your CCW. So this is the first step. You'll pay this. It's a $60. We'll provide lunch, dinner from Porky's Barbecue. And this is the first step. Your actual license, you'll have to go to Department of Agriculture and or send in the paperwork that we give you at that class. We're going to give you the paperwork, and then we'll tell you how to fill it out, what you got to do. Or you can go to Department of Agriculture. If you have your hunter safety class or your DD 214, you don't need this. Email us or come up and see us at Oak Ridge Gun Range, and we'll be glad to tell you what direction to go to, and you can shoot while you're there. If you want to shoot your gun, bring your guns. Don't bring it to the class. Keep it in your truck, and then, obviously you can shoot while you're there. After the class, if you have a firearm, make sure it's unloaded, the whole spiel. Bring eyes, ears. Eyes mean safety glasses, ears meaning earmuffs and or earplugs. And then, we can shoot. We can go over. They got guns there. You can rent them. You can try whatever gun you want. Great place. So email us. Go to RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. You can email us from any of those. You can call us on the hotline. I'll be happy to answer. 262-345-7763. We'll punch in your information. We'll get you paid up, and we'll have you signed up for the class. It's $60 per person, which is includes, pulled pork, barbecue beans, banana pudding, and dirty taters. That alone is worth $60 to me. So that's this Saturday. So hit us up as quick as you can so we can get you signed up. The key is to get you signed up. If you're just waiting until Saturday, we're going to have to cancel. If you don't sign up, we can't have the class. I'm not going to show up there and not have anybody and everybody, so be sure you sign up first. So, Mike, you got anything else? How you doing?
Rodney, I've got nothing for you now.
Yeah, right on.
I'm done with you for tonight.
Thank you, Joe and Luke Simons, for having us on their show. We appreciate it, man, and we hope to get some stuff together. And as my mama said 18 million times, and I pray I get to say it half as much. You kids get outside and stay.